Kyrene, Lanes, and Chandler for the title matches of today's JBT event. Cameron Smith working on a double in the 6th frame, has a 5-pin lead, can extend to 15, and does with that powerful strike right there. Bowling on a very tricky shark lane condition today. Sometimes you can kind of carve out the pattern where you want, not on shark. If you have any rotation at all, you're playing deep. Right of the 7 board, the ball's going to hit the 6 pin in the face. We've seen plenty of 3, 4 counts today. We saw 1 count earlier in the step ladder today. Huge out of bound to the right, pretty flat in the middle, so you've got to migrate to the left and carve out a pattern. 2 bowlers very good at doing this are, of course, top seed Smith, and his opponent, Canfield, who's a 6-time champion in his own right, having a fine season. So 2 of our better bowlers here, and watch that ball wiggle right at the break point, and what a break to have that pin spin around and change the 210 into a 10. Big break there for Smith. Did you need something else? Say happy birthday, Rachel. Happy birthday, Rachel. you're done. You know more bowling the other. Right, yeah, you can get out all the way through 32 if you want. I'm talking about 33 right now. Sure. Smith cross lane at the 10 pin. No problem has it. That ball was literally on the edge of being a 3 count and recovered just enough. And big break turning that into 9 spare there. So he leads by 15, as we said, after that last strike. Canfield had a big 4 in the 6th after a double that turned this match in Smith's favor, so we'll see if he's able to rebound off of that here in the late frames. No thumb in the ball, tall guy, big looping arm swing. And he hits the out of bounds. Lane 30 especially is really, really touchy. If you miss right a little bit, it's got no chance at the head pin. Smith has won 3 difficult matches here in the step ladder to get to the title match. He beat Cortez Shank. Cortez had a chance to double, couldn't get the second hit, 225 to 221. Then he played an Eric Hatchet, and Cameron went back 4 to shut out Hatchet, 207 to 205. Then he ran the front 7 against Joe Lewandowski and beat him 245 to 204. Good job with the spare from Ben. He'll continue to trail by 15 with 3 frames to go. Ben a couple titles this year to up his career total to 6. Leaves him just a few behind Cameron, who's got 36 career titles. Second best all time behind. Second or third best? How many does Stephen have? 40 some odd, yes. Third best all time, beg your pardon, Mr. Black, behind Stephen Black and of course Kyle King. Ben, a member of the successful ASU team, but again pitches it through the break. See shots that you're not used to seeing out of these guys with all this heavy rotation. It's a demanding pattern, to say the least. And the trouble is that you can't just square up off it because you're going to crash through the middle lane. So there's not enough to help you in the middle. Tricky stuff. Right now, Smith is in command here. It's 4 more pins a count. Even if he makes this spare, it makes it a 19-pin deficit. He's got it. He's got something, got to figure out something fast in the 9th and 10th, if Smith even gives him a chance. On our tour, age is the only factor for eligibility for 21 and under at the start of the season you can bowl. Cameron sort of does part-time duty. If there's nothing bigger going on in other places, he comes out and bowls with us. And just cures that shot 10 in the pit. Bowling glasses off today, I noticed. I don't know if he went contacts or LASIK or... The best Ben can do is 206. Smith going at a 205 pace. So still up for grabs here. Key shot in the 9th frame. Uh-oh, and that ball's going right. And again, he gets lucky not to pay the ultimate penalty. And you can visibly see when the ball hits the out of bounds, as the ball is already picking up a roll, then it hits the out of bounds, it just starts skidding again. It's vicious. The 127 is not the easiest spare in the world, but it's not a washout, and that 210 turned into a 10, so all in all, I think he'll accept having to shoot at this. trickier on shark than it is a house pattern, so you gotta get that ball rolling towards the 7 as well. That's very nicely done. Right, so no harm, no foul there. Didn't lose any count off of it. And it behooves Ben to strike on the next 3 balls, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And even that fill ball, if he gets that far in the 12th, will be important with Cameron coming up with a spare working in the 10th. Ben has not looked good in the last 2 shots. Let's see if he can figure it out here in the clutch. Will the 10 roll? It's not going to get there. Well, obviously a better shot. But couldn't get that ball facing up into the pocket right. Even with all that power, half 10 was all he could manage. Now he has to spare this and double to make Smith mark. No problem at the 10. Ben was your top seed today. The only round he led was the 8th round. He had a brilliant semifinal shot. He shot, let's see here, 7-16 for his 3 semifinal games. That's good stuff. To jump from -14 to +192 and grab the top seed. Smith, right, was a +180, but that was the difference between 1st and 4th. So a tight race at the top today. Must strike to have any chance. He does. Must strike on the next ball to have any chance. Cut today was -104. Alex Watanabe made a cut -104 today. So big difference between cut and leader today. No Wesley Lowe numbers. Lefties pretty much shut out. Those of you watching the proliferation of lefties in our last few weeks, well, sometimes they're able to carve it out. Not so much today. There just simply wasn't enough of them or enough time to carve out a look on the left today. All right, good fill ball. Or sorry, good second ball in the 10th here. Now he needs a good fill ball to make that one stand up. And it is important that he fills all 10 here for 195 because Cameron, well, I guess 9's good enough because Cameron would 9 out for 193. So 9's really as good as a strike in this situation. 8 would be not nearly as good because that opens up tie possibilities. 7 or less is really disastrous. All right, beautiful 3 in the 10th, but you can tell by Ben's body language he's saying, where in the heck was that for the last couple frames before then? Just got a little yippy maybe earlier than that. He knows it. Well, for Cameron Smith to win title 37, the plan is simple. Mark virtually any kind. No, none of those hatchet 1 spares though. Wow! I tell you what, he is covering a lot of boards, and his break point is teetering on the out of bounds part. That ball's covering an awful lot of territory. Sure looks pretty when it works. He gets that solid 9 to a race out, and Cameron's a 37-time champ. A welcome return to the tour for him. I don't think the gutter is going to happen. Oh. Wouldn't that have been interesting? Just playing around, if that had been the first ball in the 10th, that would have been 183, 192. That would have been a loss.
Unless he spared it.
That would have been a loss either way. 193 with the...
Oh, you would be in the 2-0.
No, if he didn't strike. If he didn't... Oh, it almost did bounce. Whichever way you add it up, it is a win for the great Cameron Smith.
Welcome back.
Plan out the awards. We'll do it all over again tomorrow here from Kyrene. Stay here for all the fun.